The deck you're taking a look at here is affectionately titled Blasty Boy because I love Blastoise. Squirtle is my absolute favorite Pokemon, so of course I needed to make a Manaphy Blastoise deck. There are a few versions of this that we were kind of toying around with. One of them had Cramorant in it, which was very fun. You could play this with Vaporeon, but I don't think you need it just because this deck is pretty full, given that Blastoise is a full-on stage 2, right? So what we have in here right now is straight up Manaphy and then the Blastoise lines. We have 2 Manaphys, 2 Squirtles, 2 Wartortles, 2 Blastoise, an X-Speed. This is mainly used just early on so I can get Squirtle out and get Manaphy into power. Pokeballs, Pokemon Communication, a Giant Cape, Professor's Research, 1 Misty, and in fact, we were playing this with no Misties earlier and even doing very, very well. A Sabrina, a Cyrus, and a Dawn. All these cards important in so many different ways. The star of the show, of course, is Blastoise. 180 HP. You can do Surf for 40 damage, 2 energy. Hydro Bazooka does 100 damage for 3 energy, but if you have 5 energy attached, you're doing 160, which is KOing just about everything in the meta right now. Darkrai, even with a cape. Executor, it's KOing Celebi, it KOs just about everything in the meta right now if you can hit Hydro Bazooka. So this is a crazy powerful card if you're able to get it online. There are a few ways to try to do this, but basically you just kind of look at the other side and figure out what's the win condition here. Oftentimes it is Blastoise or bust, get it online, make it happen, and start winning your games. And yes, later, if you were curious, there will be an inspirational speech in this video. We've got the Manaphy. We're going second. They're starting with Moltres. We've got Squirtle. Okay. Not a terrible start for us. Pokeball. What if it's Pachirisu Zapdos 16 trainer? Now that's a respectable deck. I respect that deck. Giant Cape. We only have 1 card to power here, which is a bit of a bummer, right? The Cape doesn't change much for Manaphy yet. It doesn't change anything for Blastoise yet. I could Sabrina the Charmander right now. And just force them to pay, right? It slows them down slightly, but depending on what they have in their hand, they can probably pay for it anyway. But I'm going to do it just to slow down whatever it is they're doing. How do you gain ELO in Pokemon TFT? You win. The Heatran deck was such a surprise. I legit thought the card was horrible pack filler. I played it with it in a Wormadam deck, and I actually liked it quite a bit. And then I saw it in this tournament. I was like, wow, this card's actually pretty solid. It's pretty good. They're going straight into the Charmeleon, huh? All right. I like it. I don't know why, but I'm down. Let's rumble, buddy. Because I got the turtle. Ready for war. We're smacking for 60. They're going to have to run. I don't think they could evolve Char. They'll like run into Moltres and let Moltres power the bench here, right? Oh, they're letting it go. Okay. We got the Blastoise. I got the Hydro Bazooka. Pow! We're in a decent spot. I've noticed some people's number doesn't go up on their snapshots. Oh, I have no idea. Sorry. I've only played like a few days of the Pokemon TFT. You love Blastoise? Me too. They could still get Char online. Right? Right now, luckily, we'll hit Moltres for 100, you know? We can't do the 160, which would obviously be a one-shot. How OP would a supporter card be that could guarantee a one coin flip? That would be very good. Yeah. Yeah, that would be insanely good. I'm trying to think like that. I'm sure there are so many situations where that would just be like crazy broken, right? I wonder if they'd ever do something like that. That would be a game-changing card to guarantee a coin flip. Obviously, like with Misty, it wouldn't guarantee multiples, right? But it would guarantee one. There's like the next time you flip a coin, it guarantees it. But your opponent could counter it with certain things, right? It'd be a really interesting card. Yeah, you could guarantee 80 on eggs. True. It would probably be too broken, but... The Inferno Dance. If they get a really good Inferno Dance here, they can win. They get one. So next turn they'll have 3. Okay. Now the question is, do I put more energy on this Blastoise or the other Blastoise? And I think that the answer is other Blastoise, right? So they're going to have to pull Moltres for Charizard. Or for something else, because I've only taken a point. Oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say they have to pull for it now. They would have needed 2 or 3 on that Moltres right there. They'd go second every time. Well, you could, dude, doing it at the start would be crazy, right? We have no way to get Manaphy in with this deck, like, right away. They could power up a couple Yanmas. There's Manaphy. There is a way, like... Cyrus. There is a reality where we retreat next turn. And there is a reality where we don't. I'll just put Manaphy down just in case. In case they make me retreat. Right? Just pulled Alt Art Infernape. Ooh! Or Full Art, excuse me. What's a fun deck to use it with? There are a few I like. Farfetch'd Infernape, Moltres Infernape, and I think Dodrio Infernape are all really fun. I go the War Turtle here. And I pick up the KO, I think. Next turn, even if they Yan Mega, it's going to take them 2 turns, right? Blastoise has so much HP. It's 180 HP. So even if they Yan Mega, like, they're not going to be able to get it in time. They need to put something else on their bench. Next, coin flip by your opponent is tails. Yeah. Or if next turn, if your opponent flips a coin, it's tails. That's good, too. Yeah. Yanma. It becomes Yen Mega. So they're going to hit me for 120 next turn. But it's not enough. Even with the 20 here. This brings me down to 160. GG. Blastoise is very tanky. It is very, very tanky. 180 HP is very powerful, right? Very few cards are that strong. Manaphy going first. Oh. What if they had Future Sight on an Espeon card and your opponent fails a coin flip? Oh, wow. That would be wild. That's a crazy card. Scary to even think about. You're scaring me. Thank you for the super chat, Chris. I guess I could have waited till next turn to put this down, but just in case. Right? I can Pokemon Comms our Blastoise next turn with the hope of just getting something on the bench that's basic. I played against the deck, which was very cringy, so I conceded. Couldn't see the complete deck, but it's a Starmie EX, Palkia, Wiggly EX, Magnezone. It's a lot. That deck feels like too much. Too much going on there. I don't even think that's that cringy. I just think it's like way too much, right? That's what it seems like to me. It's a tough spot. So I think we calms just so like they have a lower likelihood of grabbing one of our guys, but we might not get what we're looking for, right? We do get something decent. Manaphy's actually decent here. It gives me multiple things I can put energy on, and it protects me from Sabrina. Caping Blastoise isn't going to be a big deal maker, but I do think the possibility of living through one of these would be nice. So we're going to try. Basically, we're just going to be powering Blastoise as best we can. I think I actually don't. I think it's funny. I think I didn't put Misty in this deck just to see what would happen if I ran a water deck without Misty. We could move some things around to get Misty in there, but I think I didn't put Misty in. Obviously, we're looking for the 50-50 here. That would be ideal. Am I able to trade for those full art supporters? No, they're 2 stars, so you can't trade for them. Give me only 1 heads. 0 is fine too, but 1 is fair. Okay, everyone agrees that was very fair. We like the outcome of that. Blasty boy. We're just gonna have to let these Manaphys go down. Unfortunately with eggs, well, eggs actually we can KO in 1 because they didn't put a cape on it. But we're just gonna have to let Manaphys go down and then hope we don't get a super unlucky Celebi flip. That's all we can really do. If I had Dawn in this deck could use so many cards. It could use Misty, it could use Dawn, it just could use so many cards. All right. I could remove the Cramorant in here for one of them, but then a time Cramorant pops up, you're like, look at that little duck. You'd be happy to see it. Squirtle does not help us. It only needs 2 extra energy to do the 160, so we've got that now. If they Sabrina, that's a good play for them because they're going to put some damage on it that I can't do anything about for a minute. I think that's the right play if they have it. But they don't. So either way, we're going to move in here. And we take Exeggutor and Celebi in 1 hit, which is pretty nice. We do take damage from Rocky Helm here, which isn't ideal, but nothing we can do about that. We have X speed. Doesn't help. Put the energy on for fun. Hydro Bazooka. So Cape would have been massive for them on Exeggutor, but they don't have it. We're at 160. So if they bring Celebi in, they have to hit 3 heads, and we then need to hit them with Hydro Bazooka and force a tie. Be funny if it happened, honestly. I wouldn't be mad at all. Be a fun tie. So they've got to hit the 12%er or so, and then we have to hit them. Oh, no, they didn't get it. All right. GG. The Hydro Bazooka. Pachoo! Blasty boy. And unlike Palkia, you don't lose your energy afterwards, right? So once this is online, it's good to go. Which is pretty nice. GG. So there's other things we could do with this deck. Let me show you what's in this deck. We could talk about what else we could play with this deck. That would all be pretty good cards. So this deck is not running Misties and it's not running Dawn. All of those cards would be really good here. Cram is in this deck just because I wanted to play Cram, but we haven't pulled it once. So we could drop Cram and we could throw in a Dawn, right? And we could even drop one of the two, like either Cyrus or Sabrina. We could drop an X speed. I have this for like the early Manaphy play. I like it. I could drop a Comms. I could drop one of the Capes, possibly, and put in a Misty. Just for that possibility, because it is still very broken. Hey, this is the midway point of the video where I want to let you know the inspirational speech is coming. Get ready. Into Sneasel. Not where we want to be. Pokeball. Other Squirtle. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. I mean, they could Darkrai Dawn end the game in one. I guess we gotta put Squirtle down, even though I would maybe like to calm something for it. Yesterday, my opponent dealt 90 damage going first with Mankey. Mankey heads 50 plus Lucario plus weakness. Well, so, oh, on turn 3. On their turn 3, right? Yeah. Yeah. Could happen. Spiritomb. Darkrai Weavile, I feel like, does eat this deck pretty well because Blastoise is just not super strong into things that want to hit it a bunch of times unless I get a really good flip on it. Ugh! Professors gives us Blastoise and Pokeball. Pokeball gives us Manaphy. I don't have a way to get Manaphy out there. I do have a way to calms the Blastoise to possibly give me a Wartortle for the one on the bench, which is what we got. I'm going to Giant Cape the active spot here. The only reason I'm doing that is so that the Nightmare Aura doesn't KO me right away, right? You should make a video about how the game needs new battle music options. I don't think that's really a good video, if I'm being honest, but I fully agree with you. I don't think that's I don't know if I could wring out enough, like, excitement for a video on that topic, but I do think you're right. It definitely needs other battle music. It should have like 3 or 4 songs at least, you know? Yeah, so now Nightmare Aura doesn't KO right away, right? And they're gonna have to fight. You would watch that hour-long video, but what can I say about that for an hour? Ooh, instead of Flare, do a battle theme? That's pretty smart. I like that. 10 minutes of playing battle themes from other games. Just get demonetized immediately. We can Misty here. If we get super lucky, we can make a play. Well then. Well then. How do I do it? I get this question a lot. Part of it is believing in myself, knowing that I am capable of great things. I think a lot of people don't believe that they're actually capable of doing something that's substantial, right? I think a lot of people don't realize how much they're holding themselves back, you know? It's a mental thing, but it's more than that, right? It's let's just say every day I wake up and I choose to win, okay? And a lot of you out there, and I'm not trying to be mean to everybody in the chat right now, but a lot of you out there wake up and you choose to just get by. You choose to just every day you're choosing to have this day not be the day. Does that make sense? A little bit? Because what I'm doing is I'm waking up and I'm choosing to win. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm out here choosing big time W's, okay? And you guys are choosing whatever it is you're choosing. And I'm not, no hate. I actually would love to, yeah, who's going to carry the boats? Exactly, Hazard. Who's going to carry the boats? Because every day I wake up and I know that this is what we have to do. This is what we have to play for, you know? You guys think that I get on here and I start streaming Pocket and I go, oh, let's have some okay games. Like, let's try out some new decks. No, let's win. Can we win for a second? Can we stop with the excuses for a minute and just win? For a second, can you say, I'm tired of coming in middle of the pack or at the back of the pack. I want to win for once. All right? So put on your big boy pants, your big girl pants, your big they them pants. I don't care what kind of pants you got. Take your overalls. I don't care. You could have pants that a dog would wear. A teeny tiny pair of dog pants. If that's your only pair of pants, put them on. Get up. Go win. Because I'm sick of the attitude. Okay. There's a Blastoise deck. How did we get here? We just outskilled a Darkrai deck pretty hard. So I felt like it was a good time to make a speech. As a person who wakes up every day to lose, that makes me angry. It's supposed to. I hope it gets you, you know? I hope you can't sleep because of it. Because I want you to win. Sorry, guys, I want you to win. That's it. I just want you to win. And I'm never going to apologize for wanting you to win. I need to watch Cassandra on Netflix. It's phenomenal. I haven't heard of that. I think I'll be too busy watching Love is Blind, to be fair. Do I would love to have two on the bench here. We don't. I can comms one of these. This is a fair comms. It might pull Blastoise, which would be unfortunate, but otherwise, yeah, it did pull Blastoise. Not ideal. We do cape this, and we Oceanic Gift. The only reason I wanted a comms there so badly was if I could get, you know, two things powered up on the bench, that would be way better than just one. And I put cape on Manaphy, because if that Lucario evolves, Hitmonchan crack, and there it is. Hitmonchan would crack for 50, so this just gives me one more turn. If they play Sabrina, they probably win the game right here, right? Me not having another Pokemon on the bench might be like game over for us, unfortunately. But we do have one more Pokemon to stall with, which is this Squirtle. We power this Squirtle. Energy. Oceanic Gift. We're just going to stall for Blastoise here. We've got 3 now. And we'll see what they're looking for. They're going Skull Fossil, so our stalling is a little scary too. I can no longer stall. I have to go straight in and start fighting, because if Rampardos comes out, we're done. We have to get the Blasty Boy. We don't need Hydro Bazooka this turn to have extra energy. Next turn it will, which KOs anything on their board. I don't think they can get anything online fast enough at this point, right? I don't think so. We'll see. Even if they bring Squirtle in, we can retreat it. It's got an energy on it already, so I don't need to pay anything extra. Giant Cape doesn't save Lucario. Yeah, and they lose. And we do what, chat? We win. I'm sorry I was a little hard on you guys earlier. Yeah. But when I see potential, and I see a lot of you out there, for lack of a better word, wasting it, it really gets me down. Because I know that the you in your mind, the you know you could be, is waiting for you. It's just waiting for you. It's just a few Misty flips away, you know? But those coins aren't going to flip themselves, okay? You're not going to... Those Magnezones aren't going to find themselves into your decks on their own. That's where you come in. Put your pants on. Let's go win. Let's get out there and go win, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you. Now get out there and win. We did it.